The misconception is that being a gentleman is just about being polite or courteous to women. In actuality, to be a true gentleman means that you have respect for your fellow man, so it encompasses men and women. Style is something that you evolve into. It's about your personality. It's about how you live your life.
Welcome to the next episode of the Gentleman of Style Show. I'm Baldwin.
And I'm Creech. And today we got a great show for you. This is our first virtual show.
Yep.
So take it how it is.
Right.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Right.
COVID ain't gonna stop us from doing what we do. So today on our show, we've got our man, this guy's phenomenal. Once you start hearing him talk, he will motivate you. If you're not motivated by this, something wrong with you.
Something's wrong.
Yes.
Definitely wrong with you.
So our guest today on the Gentleman of Style Show is Mr. Michael Norman.
All right.
How you doing this morning, my brother? Oh man, we appreciate you doing it. It's Sunday's kind of your day to do your thing. So having you join us and come in and talk with us on the set, it's nothing but a blessing for us. So
Absolutely.
So let's start with as I talked a little bit about the activism. How did that come about for you? How did you kind of start in that realm of saying, hey, I need to go out here and make a change?
Well, when I came to Charlotte, North Carolina, from a very dark place. I was coming off of drugs. I got caught up in the crack cocaine epidemic that hit the African American neighborhood, and got caught up and lost everything that I had, including my mental, temporarily losing my mental. So I checked into a rehabilitation center in Asheville, North Carolina. And when I got to Charlotte, North Carolina, I had about 35 cents in my pocket and everything I owned was in two hands. I always wanted to do something for the community because when I grew up, I seen the community thrive with the men taking care of the community the way they're supposed to. So when I got to Charlotte, I checked into the shelter and slept on the floor and took a progressive journey from there through the electrical trade. Humbled myself, and I remember I was in AA. My sponsor told me, you need to humble yourself and go down to the car wash. I said, car wash? I got a degree in electrical engineering. You want me to go to the car wash? He said, you need to humble yourself. So I went to the car wash, and it was not bad. I began to humble myself. I began to do the best that I can do and began to make a lot of money, to the point to where the manager came and said that I wanted you to manage this car wash. And before I took that position, then the electrical job came through, and I started working in the electrical field in Charlotte, started working with the electrical union, which led me to open up my own electrical contracting business here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I started going around Charlotte with 5 ministers here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We would go to the most distressed area in Charlotte and give away clothes, give away food, and minister. So I became very interested in that, and I began to see every area that we went to, which was poverty, drug-stricken area, black on black crime. It was mostly Black African Americans in those areas. So I began to say to myself, I want to do something. I want to do something that can empower my people, that give them a clear path towards success. I started going into the jail system teaching Bible studies on Sundays. And during my orientation, they told me that 95% of the population in Mecklenburg County Jail was African Americans. That blew me away. That blew my mind. From there, I knew I had to do something about this. So I took a progressive journey. I was, when I came to Charlotte, I started writing my own curriculum because I always wanted to open a school, but that was a long, drawn out process. And to make a long story short, during the process of going through getting an electrical job, working with the electrical union, I started teaching for Goodwill, the electrical trade, and they was teaching the trade of electrical, HVAC, and I always liked the trades. So to make a long story short, I opened up my own school once I found out that these young brothers and sisters was coming out of prison, going through a revolving door of incarceration because they did not have a clear path towards success. No, they didn't want to be a doctor. They didn't want to be a lawyer. They didn't have the money to go to college. And backing up a little bit, and when I was talking about when I was growing up, I seen the trades work in our community. The Black men would supplement their income with a trade. They didn't go get food stamps. They didn't go get government assistance. They would have a trade. A brick mason would be across the street. Electrician would be up the street. Carpenter. So they would supplement and the community would thrive. So I had this in my mind, and plus I grew up with empowering Black men. They would empower the community, and it got in me. So one day it got activated. I opened up the school where I used the NCCER curriculum, and I wanted to target young Black males and females coming out of jail, coming out of prison, that didn't have money, that wanted a trade. And also, we wanted to teach them how to open up their own business by bringing financial literacy teachers, bringing Black business owners, entrepreneurs. I wanted their mindset to stay in the entrepreneurship zone. We don't charge them nothing to come to our school. We give them a clear path towards employment. I hooked up with a lot of other businesses, my business arm also, and we wanted to have them to have a clear path towards employment after they go through the 6-month program that we have here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And it's a lot in between, but I know time is limited. So I'm just trying to cut it short.
No, that's fine. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, everything you said, I'm just sitting here listening to you.
Right.
That's some good stuff. That's some really good stuff.
And it's needed.
It's very needed.
You touched on just that piece of when you go back and look at our culture back in the day, that is how we survived. That's how we thrived. Right. By having those trades, by having those people that were carpenters and not necessarily licensed contractors, but contractors that could build you a house. They didn't need a piece of paper to tell you how to build a house. I mean, you want that now, of course, but back in the day, you know, the grandfathers, great grandfathers, they could build you a house from top to bottom. Right. And so being able to do that and what you're doing, that is dead on. We need to try to teach some of the younger people, even some of the older people that have had some adversities, how to be able to walk away from the adversity and walk into the path of greatness just by being in a certain trade and being able to build or do things with your hand. Oh my goodness, that is a trade or a skill set that nobody can ever take away from.
You may have mentioned it earlier, I may have missed it, but how long have you been in that portion of the business where you're training people and getting them out? How long has it been for you?
I started training and teaching at Goodwill in 1998. I got the shop in 97, started teaching 1998. I opened up my own electrical contractor business in 2001. I've been an electrical contractor here in Charlotte since 2001. with my business, International Electrical Solutions. Now, when they come to our school, we also teach them employability skills. We teach them man skills, women skills. I bring in Black business owners because if this man is listening to someone that is successful, it's going to open up his mind and his thinking process to say, okay, if he came from the darkness, if he came from crack addiction all the way down from zero, and I always tell them my story before class starts, when we first start, so that they can understand, hey, brothers, sisters, there's nothing in this city or in your life that's going to stop you from getting to this point that we're going to take you to, because I've been there. And
Right.
I'm going to show you how to get there. If I came from where I came from, which coming to Charlotte with 35 cents in my pocket, sleeping on the floor at the shelter, everything I own was in 2 hands, then you can do it. So no excuses, no excuses. Plus we give them $300 worth of tools once they graduate. We have connected with Charlotte Workforce Development that's a team of businesses to where we have a pipeline to where they can get employed once they finish. We also connected and got a contract with Mecklenburg County Sheriff Office to where we can go inside the jail now and teach once they release this COVID-19 restriction. We go inside the jail and teach Electrical 1, and once they come out, they can come to our school and take Electrical 2. And we have all the information, all the necessary tests that they can take from being an electrician helper to being an electrician to being an electrical contractor. And also we teach HVAC, solar, and fiber optics.
Wow, that is awesome. How is your organization set up? Are you set up as a 503c, or how did you do it? How did you form it? In what realm did you?
I'm gonna share my screen right quick. The school is for profit.
Okay.
And why is it not doing it? Host disabled attendant. Oh, you disabled the screen sharing. The school is for profit, but we have a nonprofit that is a 501c3 Water Spirit Outreach.
Okay. All right, there you go. You can share it now.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go into open up Google Chrome here. Can you see?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to go to this is the school Global Vocational Training Center, and that's our website. That's a class. That's me right there. That's my instructors, and that was our last class that graduated. Right there. This is our gallery. This is Charlotte Mecklenburg Sheriff Office that came to one of our open houses. And these are the young men that came in. We called them the Dream Team. This was our first classroom to where City Councilman Matt Newton came down. He helped represent us. That's them working on the mock wall. We are very big on hands-on experience. You cannot graduate from this vocational center unless you demonstrate to me that you know how to do the hands-on experience, because it's very important. That was our first classroom. We migrated from there. We still use this classrooms for HVAC. Due to COVID, we can put 7 people in this classroom. And once they finish, we put them on a job. That's a job that we had with the city of Charlotte. Right here, our guys out there working. I don't know if I can scroll that down. It just blowed itself up there. Let me get back. Gallery. And that's them out on the job, doing the big job that we do. That's our instructor working on a mock wall. We teach them how, because in residential, if you take the sheetrock down, you'll see your framing behind the wall. We teach them how to wall residential. And that is our new classroom that we got. We can put up to 30 people in here. And so we got 2 classrooms now. This is something that I designed and my guys out in the field built, that we're working on a patent. This is a trainer that teach them how to wire up 3-way, 4-way, 3-way switches. The reason why I did this, because out in the field, I found out that that is the most complicated combination that electricians have problem with. So if I can teach a helper to wire three-way, four-way, three-way, that can be valuable on the job. Also, allow panels. This is our financial literacy class right here. Well, he's from manager at Fifth Third Bank, where he come down and teach financial literacy. That's his wife, and she's a manager for First Citizens Bank. They come in and teach them how to write a business plan, how to manage their checking savings account, how to manage their money. And then you can go into the SWORD or Spirit Outreach. This is our 501c3. Once it's computed and on slow, this is our 501c3, to where we receive donations through the 501c3 that supports the school. The 501 supports when we go out in the community and give away clothes. Go out in the community and give away clothes, and also supports the upward mobility of the community by giving away clothes and food and educational part of it, which your 501c3 support.
Are you guys like thinking about expanding the program beyond Charlotte?
Yes, I just bought a building up in Marvin, North Carolina.
Okay.
That is outside of Wadesboro.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We also looking at Ghana, Africa.
Okay.
Come to Shelby, and I'm looking at Durham, North Carolina, and Atlanta.
Okay. Good stuff. I like it. I love what you're doing. I love it.
And I like one of the things I saw on the website. I like that you had the data on there, so people can actually see, you know, respectively. People don't realize how powerful data is. The percentage of incarceration for this, or, you know, the recidivism rate. Having that data is very important when you're trying to get a message across. Sometimes, especially when, you know, as people, we look at things and we think we know, but sometimes we really don't know. So having those numbers that give you direct, you know, a direct line of sight to say, this is what's happening, this is where we are. That really holds a lot of water, especially when people come and they want to help out, or they want to, you know, see, you know, where you are, what you're focusing on. So I really like that part of, you know, what you had on the site. So definitely want to applaud that. People don't always talk or think so much about the data of being able to understand exactly what's happening and what we're seeing out here. So when you get a chance to see that, for me, especially professional, I always love to see that data, that, you know, you can do a lot of stuff with that.
Question real quick. Beyond what you've already done and accomplished, is there something that you want to do that you haven't done it yet?
We put these schools in every city. Baltimore, from the East Coast to the West Coast. I want to put vocational schools in every low-income distressed area, to where when they walk out of their door, they can go straight to school because it's in the community. We have a place here called Delahaye Court, where the black crime is. I want to put one of these schools in the community center, to where they don't have to worry about how they're going to get to school. You walk right out of your front door, brother, sister, and come right to school.
It's right there. Mm-hmm.
You're afraid.
Yes. Yes.
I want these schools. Well, that's why we named it Global Vocational Training Center. I want it to be global. And one thing he was talking about, the data. One thing that our people need to understand: the data is out there.
Yeah.
You cannot ignore the data. You cannot ignore the data that the Black African American community has zero upward mobility as a nation, as the masses. It may be 5 or 6 or 7, maybe 10, or a small itty bitty percent of us that make $1 million or get up top that we see in the limelight. But for as me, how I think is that as long as the masses are suffering, long as the percentage is 50 to 65 to 75% of no upward mobility, then we are in a deficit as far as African American people. The data is out there, so we need to look at the data and make a decision. As far as African American people, that It's time for us to start taking care of our communities. It's time for us to start building. It's time for us to start teaching our kids. The
Right.
one who's going to take this into the future, that we as a nation, we as Black people are not only powerful people. When we step on the football field, we off the charts. When we step on the football field, we off the charts. When we make music, we off the charts. When we do anything, we off the charts. So we are powerful people that has something inside of us that cannot be killed, that cannot be murdered. So we need to make a decision. Are we going to do this ourselves? Are we going to take care of our community, or are we going to continue to depend upon people or nations that really not taking care of us?
Right.
Right.
We got to build schools. We got to build, for my mindset, I feel that we have to build security in our communities, not to overthrow America, no, but to
Right.
our people, that we can legally build security to where our men and our women can get licensed by going through schools that we set up, that we get licensed from the state, that we're going to train people in our communities, our people, that's going to ride when they ride, to make sure that our brothers and our sisters don't get murdered in the street. I was looking at that video to where George Floyd got murdered,
Yes.
knee on his neck. Do you know how many Black men walked by and seen that? Can you see the video?
Yeah.
So we need to protect our communities and be allowed to protect our communities when they are getting murdered out there in the streets. We need to set up our own lawyers. We got brilliant Black lawyers. Take time out, Black lawyers, and I'm going to talk to you right now. Take time out to do some community service. Go down to the courthouse and see how many Black brothers and sisters are sitting in jail that don't even get a chance, don't even get a trial because the appointed attorney don't come and see them. I see that every time I go into jail, they talk to me. Mr. Norman, I've been sitting here for a year and I can't even get a trial. I can't even get an attorney to come and see me. Go volunteer some of your time and take 5 or 6 of these cases and get our Black brothers and sisters out of jail that's been sitting there. Let's build some hospitals so that we can take care of our brothers and sisters. Let's build some schools so we can give them a clear pathway towards owning their own business. Then I think we will see our community thriving. Then I think we will see the murder rate of police. They would think twice before they go into our community and say, okay, I'm gonna treat them any kind of way. I'm gonna shoot in the house until I hit something. They're gonna think twice about that because, hey, they got lawyers representing them now. They got security representing them now. These people ain't just sitting back letting things happen because they're showing that they can build their own communities, that they have their own community, they got control of their own communities, and they can govern themselves if they have to.
I want to touch back on something you said, you know, that resonated with me. Well, I'm gonna say resonated with me when you're talking about the music part. I saw that you did a video of, I guess it was more of a spoken word, and I was really intrigued and impressed, you know, of course by the content, but the musical, though, that whole collaboration. How did that come about?
Whew. Wow. Brother, through seeing all that happened in my life, it's always been inside of me because I was taught by men that we should take care of our own. But seeing all of this happening back to back to back, the murder, the murder, the murder, the lynching, the lynching, the lynching, the killing, the killing, the killing. And then when it's time for justice, there's no justice. It makes your brain go into a state of, if you're not careful, madness. It makes your brain go into a state of depression. It makes your brain go into a state of, because you, how you going to handle this? So the way I was able to handle all of this, I meditated. I had to calm myself down, and I began to write a song. And I called a producer. I said, "Hey man, I have to get in the studio, and I have to write this song. I have to do something about what's going on with the music." He said, "All right, come on down. Let's do this." So I wrote this song, and I wanted to show the progressive journey that we've been on all the way throughout this, ever since we got off the boat and stepped our foot on American soil as slaves, because when you do the history, you know, I'm not going to go into that, but as we stepped our foot on this soil as slaves, it has always been abuse, rape, murder, lynching, and it's 2020. We getting abused, murdered, lynched. You hear about lynchings going on in Tennessee now?
Right. Yeah.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
It's still going on. So I wanted to make the people listen at this and be aware of who you really are first. We were once the rulers. We was a powerful people. If you read the history all the way back past the slave trades, Mansa Musa was one of the richest men on the earth. Timbuktu, Israel, East Africa, Northern Africa, Egypt. We were once the rulers, but now we here in America singing, "Oh, say, can you see?" And we can't even see. We can't even see freedom. And I took the progressive journey towards all of these laws that they made to release us, but they never have released the law that we are what, 1/5, 1/3 of human?
Yeah.
They haven't never released that. So I wrote this song, wanted people to be aware of, first of all, we are powerful people, but look what's happening to us. But our ultimate solution is the Most High, crying out to the power that created us and coming to collectively up under the banner of the Most High and depend upon the Most High, but putting that work in,
Man, that was ooh, man, yeah. I don't know if I.
And where we did that, if you see the beginning of that video, he showed Catherine Simmons and Beatty's-Ford Road.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I wanted to do it. We started off downtown on the march, NAACP march, but I wasn't feeling that this video should always take place at that particular spot. So I told the videographer, I said, I'm not feeling this. I want to be where it's really going down. So
Right.
we went to Beatty's-Ford Road and Catherine Simmons, where 24 people got killed. Somebody shot in the crowd and killed, I think it was 12 people. And I think 11 people got wounded. They was doing Juneteenth. Somebody decided to come by and shoot. They never found out who did it. A lot of murders took place on that corner. A lot of prostitution take place on that corner. A lot of black on black gang violence take place on that corner. Beatty's-Ford and Catherine Simmons. A lot of drug dealing, a lot of stuff take place on that corner. So I said, yeah, this is where the most distress is taking place. So this is where we need to do this video.
Do you mind if we add that video to this interview? Play it either at the beginning or the end?
Sure.
Okay.
Great. Man, first of all, thank you for coming on again this morning. It's been just, your words and what you're doing
Right.
is it's not just uplifting, but it's the action. It's almost like a call to action, because you're saying, I know there's a problem and you're doing something about it.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to thank you for putting that out there to our audience and letting people know there's another way. Because a lot of times we get with people who've been in a certain poverty level, or they've been in a certain situation for so long they can't see or fathom there's another way. Right. And your words, your actions truly show there's another way. So thank you for what you're doing in the community, for the people, for our people, and just in general, just being a beacon of that kind of light to say there's another way to do it. And there's a way that you can get by. There's a way that you can have success. There's a way you can build generational wealth. All of that is encompassed in what you're doing. So I definitely want to applaud you for that.
Absolutely. I just want to, piggyback on what he said and just thank you for everything that you're doing out there. It's something that I think about all the time, about us having our own and taking care of our own. It's deadly important.
Yes.
Deadly. You hear that? I mean, it's a make or break. To be honest with you, make or break. So I applaud you for that. I absolutely applaud you. And I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna watch you. I'm gonna see what you're doing. Shoot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah, let people know where they can follow you at.
Right, right.
Just Instagram under Minister Michael Norman. Also, you can go to my Facebook, Minister Michael Norman. And as I pulled up the website, globalvocationaltrainingcenter.com, swordofspirit.com. You can follow us on that. Global Vocational Training Center. We're going to be putting out a lot of information, and we're moving forward, man. This train is moving. The steam is puffing.
That's some good stuff. I love it.
And definitely, man,
I
and
love
you know, of course, anytime you need to reach out to us for, you know, you need us to come in, do a workshop, seminar, be it an event, you know, feel free to give us a call. You know, we're always up for a good cause and to be able to participate and help out when it comes to the community.
Absolutely. So
I'm gonna leave you with some food of thought. You asked me earlier, what will I do that I haven't done? This
yes,
is always on my mind. They always do a Million Man March to Washington, right?
right.
A Million Man Black man will march to Washington. They will spend time, resources, and money going to Washington. But when they come back with nothing tangible, nothing that's going to make a big difference. We march a Million Man to Washington. We spend the whole day, 2 days in there talking. When we come back, we go back to normal. Now, if we take a Million Man and tell each man to bring $100 with you, or even $50, and we got to set up a legal financial order, because we got some smart Black men that in the financial institution that can handle the accounting and the financial part of a Million Man bringing $100. We go to Baltimore. All those abandoned buildings that's in Baltimore, we buy them up. We own them now. We own the property now. Now we got, I know within a Million Black men, we got some carpenters, we got some electricians, we got some contractors, we got some plumbers, we got all this that can come in that property, fix it up, we bought it, now our organization owns it as Black men, and now we can put a community together right. Now let's go to Atlanta, and in the most stressed area where all these abandoned cheap buildings are, and let's buy those. Let's go to Florida. Let's go to.
I like it. I like it. Like it a lot.
Now the Million Black man is making a difference. That's my dream.
That I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah.
That's a perfect solution right there. That's a perfect solution.
That's the whole thing about it. Action. You know, you can do a lot of marching, you can do a lot of talking, but at the end of the day, where's the action to go along with it? What
happens after that?
What's your output?
You know, yeah, exactly.
That is some good food for thought and some good information. Right. So absolutely.
That's great. Yeah. Well, Mr. Norman, it has been a pleasure speaking with you today. I love everything that you said. I can't say it enough. And you actually motivated me. You got me over here thinking about some other stuff. Now, I love it. I love it to death. But unfortunately, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could sit here and just talk and brainstorm with you all day. I mean,
absolutely.
you have the momentum right now. You have the momentum, and I hope everybody that's listening and seeing this right now get it, replicate it, come in, give you time. You know, because I truly believe education should be free. I say it a lot. Education should be free. That's a turning point to where we can go in and we can actually make some real change and get the skills and everything that you talk about. But anyway, you know, we do a little wrap up and something that we like to say at the end of each show, and that is here at the Gentleman of Style Show, there's no excuse for good taste, and here we always believe in better, and that's what you're doing.
Absolutely.
You're making it better.
True Gentleman of Style. So again, we appreciate you coming on, spending some time, spending this wisdom out to the masses. And definitely, we will definitely get together. We believe in partnerships too.
Absolutely.
So we'll definitely be talking in the future to see where we can partner and see what we can do to help out in the community. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. So
All
keep
right.
doing what you're doing and stay in style, always in style, and keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Have a good one, man. Thank you.
GLS, the Gentleman of Style Show.